Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
For day 3, Kamal Moummad, international actor. Kamal Moummad was born in the City of Lights, which is Paris, and is the eighth of 10 children. Both his beloved mother and father are from a small village called Ouled Dris near Zagora, an ancient town in southeast Morocco. Because his parents didn't want him to forget his African roots, Kamal spent every summer in Morocco. They were devoted to family life and instilled in their children the high moral values, proper work ethics, honesty, love, respect, and integrity that are such a strong part of Kamal's character today. With his multicultural background, it is no surprise that he is fluent in English, French, Spanish, and Arabic. He is an actor, a writer, a director, and a humanitarian. And today, his topic is the vital importance of spirituality in the entertainment industry. Wonderful. We look forward to your presentation, Kamal Mumad. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Well, first and foremost, thank you very much for this beautiful presentation and for not butchering my name. You pronounced my name. You did a fantastic job. You didn't call me Camel or Camila or Caramel. You call me Kamel, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much for honoring my parents and honoring my lineage and my family as well. Donc, je tiens à vous remercier infiniment aussi pour m'avoir pour m'accueillir sur cette plateforme qui pour moi est une plateforme merveilleuse. I'm really blessed and happy to be part of this incredible, I will say, group of amazing, beautiful souls, and I'm humbled to say the very least. So, thank you. So now, do you want me to translate in French, or are you gonna do it for me? Or we just do it in English? How do we do this?
Please speak in English.
English sounds great. Okay, let's do it. Yeah. Thank you. So I apologize for taking longer than expected to join you guys, but I'm so glad by the will of God I was able to join. I was experiencing a few difficulties, but it's all great. So the reason why I chose this important topic, and I call it the vital, really, role and importance of spirituality in the entertainment business, is because indeed, without it, one will feel lost, confused, I will say easily taken away from his or own path. So I wanted to quickly talk about myself and relate this topic to my own personal experience. I think it's a lot better than try to have me lecture you guys. You're a lot more advanced, a lot more experienced, and a lot more, I will say, you have more richness as human beings. So I want to thank you. I started this journey of being a film and television actor in Hollywood about 10 years ago. I moved to Los Angeles, and I basically moved myself to Hollywood so I could be available, so I could be close to the industry, so I could be ready to go, ready to audition, ready to train with some of the best coaches, be around filmmakers, storytellers, actors, writers, and entertainers alike. And for me, when I came here, I realized that when I first moved to LA, everybody was trying to give me advices, things to do, things to look for, things to stay away from based on their own personal experience. And I received everything. I really received everything. And I tried to implement everything into my career to try to see if it will help me move my career forward. But what it did is it had me just spinning in many directions, not really knowing where my blessing will come from. And I realized that the closer I got to my own spirituality, to my own belief, to my own self, the faster I was able to grow as a man. I was able to grow and develop as an actor, and I was able to, start to really make significant steps in the right direction. And interacting with people that are in the same boat, so to speak, I quickly realized that without spirituality, without a clear understanding of who you are, a clear understanding of your own identity, your own self, what makes you you, what makes you unique, you will be searching. And I found a lot of people that are searching, a lot of people that are confused and somewhat lost because they don't have that strong spirituality. Spirituality is what keeps you sane, because the truth of the matter is you're going to be tested. Your faith will be tested. A lot of people believe in God, based on their own personal set of values and conviction and religion, whether you're Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, or atheist, or what have you. Everybody has their own connection with a higher power, higher being, the Almighty God, Allah, and however you want to call that force, that creator. You have your own personal relationship with your own spirituality and your own personal relationship with God, and whoever you want to, whatever you believe in. But I really, really realized that, look, I'm in for the long run, and this is not a sprint. It's not a marathon. It's like a triathlon. It's like a ultra marathon. It's like a really long distance run. And the analogy that I always use is that when you first start, it seems like you're running with a lot of people. There's a lot of people around you, and then as you go deeper into the race, people start to disappear. And as you get closer to your goal, closer to the finish line, you realize that you are by yourself. And it's a profession that demands endurance. Comme on dit en français, c'est un métier de longue haleine. I mean, it's a profession that will require years of your life, years of commitment and dedication. And as you move forward, you realize that when you're by yourself, if you do not have a strong sense of who you are, a strong sense of identity, you are a target. The devil can easily take you away. It's like the wolf only attack the sheep that's led astray. He doesn't attack the pack. And it's exactly how I felt. And I'm going to give you a very specific example. The best example I could give you is my last project that I did. I worked on a mini-series with an incredible director named Isham El-Jbari. He's a Moroccan director who works for NBC5. NBC5 is a big network that produces a lot of content for North Africa, for the Middle East. They do a lot of films. They've seen all over, all over the world, really. But they do a lot of content for the Arab world as well, in Arabic-speaking languages. And I've met him back in 2015 when I went to a film festival in Zagora, in southeastern part of Morocco. Well, I was being honored. I received an homage, and I met the director, this specific director back then. That was 5 years ago. And I spoke to my spiritual leader. So this is the thing that I always tell people: the importance of spirituality in this business is that just like I have an acting coach, just like I work with a nutritionist at time, sometimes I work with a trainer, sometimes I work with the accent reduction coach, I work with a stunt coordinator. I've chosen to work with a spiritual leader, to have someone that can help me go through my own personal set of trials and tribulation. And my spiritual leader, who's from Senegal, told me, you need to target someone specific that you want to work with. Just find out someone that you really want to work with, write his name down, pray on it, and ask yourself why you want to work with him. Ask yourself why do you think that director would want to work with you, and focus on asking God. Don't go around try to look for his agent. Don't go around try to look for his manager. Don't try to reach out to him on social media. Don't do none of that. Just once you made that conscious decision that this is the person I want to work with, then tap into your own spirituality and have faith that by doing so, you will be able to attract him to you and attract yourself to a potential project. So I did that, and I started thinking of a lot of people. And then his name came to me, Isham Jbari. And I was like, I'd love to work with him. I don't know why in all these years, I met him in 2015. I don't know why I haven't thought about reaching out to him. I don't know. And we kept in touch, so to speak, but his name was never really vivid in my mind the way it was once I really prayed on it. And I decided, you know what? I want to work with him. I prayed. And it was a Saturday night. I kid you not. It was a Saturday night, the night of Saturday and Sunday. And I stayed up until sunrise. So I prayed Fajr prayer. I'm Muslim. So I pray 5 times a day, and I prayed in the morning Fajr. And when I finished my prayer, you know, needless to say, I was a bit exhausted because I stayed up all night, you know, meditating and praying and really try to listen to my spiritual leader and follow his advices. And I went to sleep. And maybe 30 minutes after I fell asleep, my phone started ringing. I started getting called on WhatsApp. And I see a number, it was +212, which is the Moroccan area code. And I picked up the phone because I didn't know what it was. And I thought it was a phone call. It was a video call. So here I am, half asleep. And you know, when you pick up a phone call and you don't know you're going to be on camera, I was completely caught off guard. And it was somebody who was like really adamant. He's like, Kamal, where are you? Kamal Moummad, are you Kamal? I said, yes. Where are you right now? And at the time I was in LA. It's like, so I'm in Los Angeles. Oh, he was like, okay, I want to send you a script right now and I want you to read it. So he sent me the script. I mean, sent me like, it was really it was more like four scripts because it was a project for a mini series, 4 episodes. Each episode was going to be about an hour. So I received like, and they're all in Arabic. And my Arabic is really good, but reading, I was having a little trouble at times. So and it was too much. I felt like I was getting overwhelmed. So I said, I want you to read that in the next hour. Like, send me like 200 pages to read in an hour. So I sent him a message. I said, look, do you have anything else? So he sent me, he's like, oh yeah, I can send you the treatment and the synopsis and the log line and the description of the project. And he sent me all that in French with all the pictures and all that stuff. And he's like, there's a character that specifically that we want you to play. But you got to get back to me in the next 45 minutes because Isham Jbari wants to work with you. And he's been looking for you. And he's asking me, my job is to find you. So to make this long story short, that was Sunday. On Thursday, I was in a plane. On Friday, I was in Morocco. Saturday, I was going through wardrobe change and everything. And the following Monday, I was on set shooting. It took less than a week. It took about a week for me from the time I started praying, the time I put in my own, spirituality in motion. From that point to me, not only getting cast, little did I know I wanted to work with his director, but he was looking for me. And he did everything he could to like find me. So I tell that to a lot of actors alike. I always tell them, look, find your own path, find your own way. But remember, your spirituality has to be an important part of your journey as an actor. It has to be present. Just like you work on everything else, don't neglect it. Because if you do, what will happen is that you will compensate it with something else. Because your soul desired it, you need it, especially when you are doing a profession where you ask to bring other characters to life, bring other we storytellers, but we essentially what we do is we bring in people to life. On paper, it's a name and it's a description, but my job is to give that character, give him flesh and bones, and give him a soul, give him a birthday, give him a sign, give him a set of reality, give him things that happen to him, and I have to create that. And sometimes the director and the writer have done the work in terms of like the character development, but a lot of time for me, I found that 90% of the work has to be done coming from me, and it starts with my own spirituality. So for you to be able to bring another character to life, you have to be able to suppress your own desire, your own character trait. You have to be able to, know who you are, and you have to be willing to emotionally get pretty much naked, so to speak. So it's a very difficult process, and a lot of time it's a process that if you don't have a strong sense of of spirituality, you could easily fail. And if you don't fail, as you go, you accumulate. I will say you start, your spirit and your soul get damaged, you get blemished. And the only way the best way, I don't say the only way, but the best way to repair it and to strengthen your own spirit and your own soul is by giving it the spirituality it so desperately needs and so desperately desire. Another character that I did that I felt was, I played a character that belonged to history. I played a character named Salim. I worked with another incredible director from Mali. He's Moroccan Malian. His name is Souel Ben Barka, and we did a movie called Sand and Fire. And Sand and Fire is a film that it's based on a true story. It is a true story. It's the story of a Spanish spy named Domingo Badia that pretended to be a direct descendant of the Prophet of Islam, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And he pretended to be of the lineage of the Abbasiyin in Syria. So they gave him a fake name or pseudonym named Ali Bil Abbasi. So he was sent by the Spanish government to go to Morocco to in order to gain the trust of the Sultan at the time, in the beginning of the 19th century. The Sultan is named Sultan Moulay Slimane. So they could orchestrate a coup, get rid of the Sultan, because the Sultan at the time had a wonderful relationship with the British. The Spanish have invaded the northern part of Morocco, and Spain was afraid that Morocco will be able to gain the weapons, the rifle they needed to chase them out of the north of Morocco. And Spain was under the occupation of France. Napoleon put his brother in Spain, and so the Spanish people were starving. So they felt like it was an easy way for them to kind of like go across the Strait of Gibraltar and get access to natural resources. So the best way to do that was to get rid of the Sultan and put somebody else in his place. So when Domingo Badia, Ali Bel Abbas, he goes to Morocco, indeed, he gained the trust of the Sultan, and the Sultan gave him a slave named Salim. Salim was freed and became his loyal servant. Salim was half Moroccan and half Malian, and together they traveled throughout North Africa and even went to Mecca together. So I played that character. I had the honor of bringing to life Salim, but for me, it was even more important to tap into my spirituality in order to call upon Salim, because Salim is someone that walked on this earth, that existed. His soul is out there, So I did a lot of work to connect with him spiritually, and I was able to connect with Salim spiritually, and I was able to ask Salim to grant me permission, literally, to play him or to bring him to life. That was my take on the character. It wasn't to try to give a version of Salim based on what was on paper, but it was to really honor his spirit, honor his legacy by calling upon him and by tapping into my own spirituality. So I found that it is vital, really, for people for artists like such as myself, actors, writers, filmmakers, directors. We just heard from a wonderful director earlier, and I think it's important to have a strong sense of spirituality and to really give it what it needs and nurture that spirituality, because you get what you give, and it'll give it right back to you. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope I was able to. I don't want to make it too long because I know you've been around for a very long time, and I want to thank you again for this wonderful opportunity to allow me to share a little bit about my journey and to share with you how spirituality has not only transformed my career but really transformed my life as a man.